You're exhausted but wide awake. The house is quiet, the lights are low, and still you're just lying there. You've already tried the chamomile tea, the lavender diffuser, even counting backwards from 300. Nothing seems to work. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of older adults in America struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up too early. And while there's no magic switch for perfect sleep, we often overlook one thing that plays a bigger role than we realize: the food on our plate. Not just caffeine or sugar, but what we eat for dinner or as an evening snack could be quietly working against us or gently guiding our body toward rest. The truth is, your body communicates through hormones and nutrients. Certain foods help activate signals that tell your brain it's safe to let go now. And no, we're not talking about trendy supplements or expensive products. These are everyday ingredients, things you might already have in your kitchen. This video isn't about promising miracles. It's about tuning into your body's natural rhythms and giving it what it needs to wind down. If sleep has felt out of reach lately, maybe it's time to look not at your bedroom, but at your dinner table. Because sometimes the path to better rest starts with a small, familiar bite. Part 1: Kiwi Nature's Sleep Clock. We often think of sleep as something we either fall into or just miss out on. But sleep doesn't work like flipping a light switch. It's more like dimming the lights slowly, gently, until the world fades. And for that to happen, your body needs signals. One of the most powerful yet overlooked signals comes from something as simple as a kiwi. Not a pill, not a product, just a soft, green fruit you can hold in the palm of your hand. Kiwi might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you're staring at the ceiling at 1 a.m., desperate to drift off. But for those struggling with rest, especially in later years when sleep naturally becomes lighter, kiwi offers something both scientific and deeply comforting. A natural boost to serotonin, the chemical your brain uses to produce melatonin, your sleep hormone. It's not hype. In a clinical study, adults who ate 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed fell asleep 42% faster and slept more soundly through the night. That's not a miracle. That's biology working the way it was meant to. What makes kiwi so powerful? It's the quiet combination of nutrients, vitamin C, potassium, folate, antioxidants that support your nervous system, reduce inflammation, and help regulate your circadian rhythm. In other words, kiwi doesn't knock you out. It invites your body to rest. And that invitation is far more sustainable, especially for those tired of chasing sleep through force. And here's something beautifully practical. Kiwi is affordable, easy to find, and requires no preparation. Slice it in half and scoop with a spoon. It's light on the stomach, low in sugar, and gentle enough for evening digestion. You don't need to overhaul your whole diet. You just need one small, intentional step, one choice that tells your body, we're winding down now. There's also something emotional that happens when we treat food as care instead of control. Eating kiwi before bed isn't just about nutrients, it's about creating a small moment of calm. A way to mark the shift from the noise of the day to the quiet of the night, especially if you live alone or your evenings tend to stretch in silence. This simple act, reaching for a kiwi, can become a peaceful ritual, one that reminds you your body still remembers how to rest. It just needs a gentle nudge. In a world full of expensive sleep aids and complicated routines, maybe the real answer is this: softness, simplicity, and the wisdom to listen when something small, like a piece of fruit, starts to make a big difference. If you haven't slept well in weeks, let this be your beginning. Try 1 kiwi, not for the trend, not for the test, but for the quiet message it carries that rest is not beyond you, it's already within you, waiting. Part 2: Tart cherry juice, a glass of quiet. Some nights silence feels loud. You turn off the lights, set down the phone, but inside everything still hums. Thoughts replay, the to-do list grows longer, and your body can't quite shift from on to off. That's where tart cherry juice comes in, not as a quick fix, but as a quiet companion that helps your body remember its rhythm. It's not flashy, it doesn't promise to knock you out, but sip by sip, it works with your system, not against it. Tart cherries are one of the richest natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body when it's time to sleep. Unlike melatonin pills, which can be unpredictable or overused, cherry juice supports your body's own ability to regulate sleep in a gentler, more natural way. In clinical research, people who drank 8 ounces of tart cherry juice twice a day slept longer and more deeply without needing to change anything else. No side effects, no sleep hangovers, just a steady shift toward rest. But the magic isn't just in the science. There's something emotional about the act of sipping a warm glass of tart cherry juice in the quiet of evening. It's a signal to your mind that the day is done, that the body can begin to settle. Warm it slightly, add a cinnamon stick or a slice of ginger, and it becomes more than just a drink, it becomes a moment, a grounding ritual. Especially for those who live alone or find evenings to be the hardest part of the day, this small act can create a sense of closure and calm. And unlike sugary nighttime drinks or alcohol, which might make you drowsy but actually disrupt your sleep later, tart cherry juice works with your natural rhythms. It helps you fall asleep gently, stay asleep longer, and wake up without the mental fog. It's a kind option, one that doesn't push or sedate, but invites your body to do what it was designed to do. In a culture that often glorifies pushing through, it takes courage to slow down, to pause, to care for your sleep without rushing to medicate it. So tonight, instead of reaching for more noise, another show, another scroll, consider reaching for a small glass of tart cherry juice. Not because it's trendy, but because it's honest, gentle, proven, and sometimes that's exactly what your body and your spirit need most. Part 3. Warm milk, a sip from childhood. There's something about a warm glass of milk that doesn't need explanation, it just feels right. Maybe it reminds you of growing up, those quiet moments before bed when everything slowed down. Maybe it's the way it warms your hands, your chest, your breath. But this old comfort isn't just sentimental, it's rooted in biology. Because warm milk really does help you sleep, and not in a gimmicky way, in a calm, chemical, deeply human way. Milk contains two powerful sleep allies, melatonin and tryptophan. Melatonin tells your body it's time to rest. Tryptophan helps your brain make serotonin, the calming chemical that eases anxiety and tension. When warmed gently, milk delivers both in a way your body can absorb easily, especially in the evening when your nervous system is already looking for signals to wind down. You don't need a full mug. Just a half cup can be enough to say, it's time. But the power of warm milk isn't just what's inside the glass. It's in the ritual, the pause, the act of making something slow and simple at the end of a long day. That kind of care, especially when you give it to yourself, is what makes the difference. Try adding a pinch of cinnamon or a dash of nutmeg, not just for flavor but for the warmth it brings to your senses. You're creating a signal your body can trust. The day is over and it's okay to rest now. And if you're sensitive to dairy, that's okay too. Plant-based milks like oat or almond, especially those fortified with B vitamins and magnesium, can offer a similar soothing effect. Even malted milk drinks like the ones your parents might have given you are still an option, comforting, nourishing, and rich in B vitamins that support your nervous system. This isn't about going backward in time or chasing some childhood memory. It's about reclaiming something soft, something slow, something real. In a world of quick fixes and digital distractions, warm milk is the opposite. It's a quiet choice, a gentle yes to rest. So tonight, before you reach for the remote or scroll one more time, try this. Heat a small cup of milk, add a spice you love, and drink it slowly, without multitasking, without judgment. Just be there with it. You might be surprised what happens next. Sometimes sleep isn't about doing more. It's about doing less with care. And in that care, your body finds its way back to peace. Part 4. Salmon and sardines, a meal for deep rest. Some meals do more than fill you up, they settle you, they ground you. And if you've ever had a warm, nourishing plate of salmon or sardines in the evening, you might have noticed something subtle. Your body feels quieter, your mind slows, you sleep better. That's not your imagination, it's the way these fish work with your biology to support deep, lasting rest. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich in two things your sleep system depends on: omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. These aren't just buzzwords, they're critical for brain health and hormone balance. Omega-3s help regulate serotonin, the same chemical that calms your mind and leads into melatonin production. Vitamin D, often low in adults over 55, especially during fall and winter, plays a vital role in maintaining your circadian rhythm. Together, they create the internal environment your body needs to drift into deeper, more restorative sleep. But there's something else. These fish are whole, nourishing foods. They don't just trigger sleep, they help rebuild the system that supports it. When you include them regularly in your meals, you're not forcing sleep, you're feeding the part of you that knows how to rest. The beauty here is in the simplicity. A small fillet of salmon, gently baked with olive oil and lemon. A tin of wild sardines on whole grain toast with a few calming herbs. This isn't about complicated recipes, it's about consistent care. You're not just preparing dinner, you're preparing your body for a night of steady rest. For older adults, where nutrient absorption slows and sleep patterns often shift, these types of meals become even more important. Instead of turning to heavier, processed dinners that weigh you down or spike your blood sugar, choose something that aligns with your natural rhythms. Fatty fish helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and ease tension in the body, all things that quietly support a better night's sleep. And maybe the most powerful part, it reconnects you to something elemental, food as medicine, not the loud kind, not the flashy kind, but the kind that nourishes slowly, steadily from the inside out. It's not about doing everything right, it's about doing one thing kindly, consistently. So the next time dinner rolls around and you're tempted to skip it or settle for something quick, consider this. One meal can change the way your night feels. Not because it's perfect, but because it's intentional. A piece of salmon, a quiet table, a few deep breaths, that's not just a meal. That's a message to your body that rest is safe and sleep is on its way. Part 5, a handful of nuts, nature's sleep pills. Sometimes the simplest things hold the greatest power. A handful of nuts doesn't look like much. It's small, familiar, something you've probably passed by a dozen times in your pantry. But when it comes to sleep, that small handful might be one of the most powerful natural tools you've been overlooking. Nuts, especially almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and cashews, are full of nutrients that directly support your nervous system and sleep quality. Magnesium calms the muscles and the mind. Zinc helps regulate sleep hormones. And melatonin, it's already in there naturally, not in a synthetic dose, not in a pill, but in a form your body understands. This isn't about tricking your brain, it's about feeding it exactly what it's missing. For older adults, magnesium and zinc levels tend to dip over time, especially if digestion isn't what it used to be or meals become more routine and less varied. These tiny, unassuming foods quietly restore what your body needs, not just to fall asleep, but to stay asleep and wake up without that fog that's become all too familiar. And you don't need much. A small handful in the evening, unsalted, unroasted, just raw or lightly toasted, is enough to create a gentle shift. But beyond the science, there's something deeply human in the act itself. Sitting down, opening a small bowl of nuts and eating slowly, without the TV on, without your phone nearby, just you, your thoughts, and something nourishing, it becomes a moment of stillness. A tiny practice of care, and sometimes it's that pause that allows the rest of you to slow down too. So many people try to solve sleep like it's a problem to fix. But the truth is, your body doesn't need to be fixed, it needs to feel safe again. Nuts may be small, but they signal stability. They offer a sense of grounding. Their fats are healthy, their texture is satisfying, and they help your body ease from alert into rest. You're not forcing anything, you're just listening more closely. And if you've ever felt like sleep has become unpredictable or even unattainable, let this small choice remind you your body is still capable of rest. Sometimes, it just needs to be reminded in the quiet language of food, warmth, and attention. So tonight, as the evening settles, skip the sugar, skip the heavy snack. Instead, take a small bowl of nuts. Let it be more than a snack. Let it be a gesture, a way to tell your body, we're done for today. You can let go now. Part 6, the story of rice, a gentle meal that grounds you. We don't often think of rice as a sleep food. It's too ordinary, too humble. But sometimes it's the ordinary things, the ones we've known all our lives, that carry the most quiet power. And when it comes to sleep, rice, especially jasmine rice, has a way of grounding you like few other foods can. Jasmine rice has a naturally high glycemic index, which simply means it raises your blood sugar in a gentle, controlled way. That rise helps move tryptophan, an amino acid linked to serotonin, into your brain more easily. And serotonin is the building block for melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to rest. This is a process your body already knows how to do. Rice just gives it a little help at the right time, but rice offers more than chemistry. It offers comfort. It's soft, warm, easy to digest, especially in the evening when your stomach needs something gentle, not heavy. A small bowl of rice with steamed vegetables or a bit of broth doesn't just fill your belly. It tells your nervous system you're safe, you're home, you can exhale now. For older adults who may skip dinner or eat irregularly, adding rice to the evening routine can bring back a sense of rhythm. It's not about eating more, it's about eating with intention. A grounding meal doesn't just prepare your body for rest, it closes the day. It creates a natural pause between the noise of the world and the quiet of the night. In some cultures, rice is sacred. It's not just food, it's a symbol of peace, of family, of warmth. And even if you're eating alone, even if your home is quiet, rice can still offer that feeling. A soft bowl, a steady breath, a sense that your body, no matter what it's been through, is allowed to feel cared for. So tonight, when you're thinking of what to eat, not just for hunger but for peace, consider rice. Not for the trend, not because it's exotic, but because it's familiar, steady, gentle, and that's exactly what your body needs before it can surrender to sleep. Let it be more than a side dish. Let it be your signal. The day is done, you've done enough. Now it's time to rest. The journey to better sleep doesn't have to be a battle. It doesn't require a cabinet full of pills or a checklist of rules. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as what we put on our plate. Kiwi, tart cherry juice, warm milk, fatty fish, a handful of nuts, and even a bowl of rice. These aren't exotic remedies. They are everyday foods, but when chosen with care, they become quiet allies. They speak the language your body understands, chemistry that supports calm, nourishment that invites rest. Sleep isn't just about darkness and silence, it's about safety, it's about rhythm, and it's about learning to listen again to the subtle signals our bodies send. As we grow older, those signals may change, they may soften or grow faint, but they're still there, and with the right support, they can grow strong again. You don't have to change everything tonight. Start small. Pick one food, one ritual, one gentle moment of care before bed. And let that moment remind you that rest is not a reward you must earn. It's a right, it's part of being alive, and you deserve it fully, completely, without question. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for choosing to care for yourself in a way that's kind, intentional, and deeply human. I see you. I honor the effort it takes to keep showing up for yourself, even when rest feels far away. Tonight, I hope you sleep deeply, not because you pushed harder, but because you softened. Because you allowed your body to receive what it's quietly been asking for all along: comfort, nourishment, and peace. Take care and sleep well.